Make jealousy your friend. I heard something here recently where it was speaking from the standpoint of how you can use jealousy to win. My pastor recently preached that message, and I said, man, I have to take that and regurgitate that and share it with the world because it blessed me so much that I had to make sure I share it with you. And so just wanted to make sure we understand that jealousy is not anything wrong if you look at it in the right perspective. When you think about jealousy, people only are jealous of something that they admire, something they're envious of, something that they see success in. People don't go after mediocre. They don't go after being hateful towards something that they don't care for. But no, they are jealous of things that is seen to be successful. And so don't get bent out of shape because you see people being jealous of what you have. Be encouraged, be honored that someone even thought enough about you to be jealous of you. And so just use that as fuel to keep pushing forward. And so that's what we want to talk about. Because if we get the right mindset about jealousy, it can't do nothing but help us to get further to our destination. So that is what we want to have, the right mindset about how we can use jealousy to help us to win in life. So allow jealousy to be your friend. So don't get mad when someone else is talking about how you're operating. They may say, hey, put bad words on you. But guess what? If you know the truth, and also you can learn from whatever they're saying because it may have some truth in it to be able to do things better. So yes, something that you're doing may not be at the top of the game the way you should be. Hey, take it and say, hey, what can I learn from this to be able to make this more effective at what I'm trying to accomplish? And then take that back to the lab, come back, and let's execute at a higher level. But also, when someone is talking about you, hey, don't take it as setback as meaning, hey, someone's against you, but say, hey, allow me to continue moving closer and further with this I'm doing. And so now that you know that, hey, I got something that's a winner, let me go ahead and go to the lab. And I'm gonna give you a few key nuggets on how you can use this opportunity to motivate you to keep moving forward. And that's the first thing. Be motivated, be inspired, be encouraged when you know good things are being said, but also when things are not being said that you don't like. Be on top of that.
There will be plenty of opportunities to get discouraged, to lose your passion and think that it's not meant to be. But if you're going to reach your destiny, you have to have a made-up mind. If you give up after the first time or the 5th time or the 30th time, what that really means is you didn't want it bad enough. There should be something you're believing for, that you are relentless. You are not moved by how impossible it looks. You're not discouraged by how long it's taking. You don't give up because people told you no. Your attitude is, if I have to believe my whole life, I am not going to stop believing. I am not going to take no for an answer. I'm not going to settle for mediocrity. I'm going to keep pursuing what was in my heart.
Already expect that before it happens. Go into it knowing that everybody's not going to want to see you win. And if you understand that, it doesn't matter if they don't want to see you win, because you already know that everybody's not on your side. So yes, everybody's not going to be pleased to see you win. So that's okay. But if you serve the people you're supposed to serve, excellence, they'll be singing your praises. They'll also appreciate what you've done for them. And if they don't, guess what? You keep on doing what you know you're supposed to do regardless.
Hey, I want to thank you for always rocking with us. And I have something I want to give to you because we want to make sure that we empower and inspire you to be great. So I just released an ebook, and this ebook is really going to help in so many different areas in life, especially when you find yourself stuck, not knowing which way to go. This ebook has been designed to help you through those moments. So please check out the ebook that's here in the description below, and hey, let it help you to be great. Thank you.
And that's the real reward from what you're doing. Stop that other people can tell you and pat you on the back, because those who pat you on the back today, hey, they may turn their back on you later. So if you're doing it in the right spirit and right heart, regardless of people appreciate it or not, you still gonna get further than if you didn't do it at all. Now, once you realize now I have the right motivation, self-awareness, being okay if you have not struck 100 off the bat. Yes, make the adjustment. So sometimes your haters will tell you the truth even though your friends won't. And yes, people will tell you, hey, yeah, you're doing great, when they need to be telling you, hey, you need to work on this right here, tweak this a little bit. And I'm not telling you because I want to hurt you, but yes, I need to help you because I want you to be the best version of yourself. But your haters, guess what? They're going to cut straight to the chase. They're going to tell you, nah, he ain't do good on this. And so sometimes when you hear some truth about it, guess what? Make those adjustments. Be self-aware. Say, man, I appreciate you, even though it was in hate. Even though it was jealousy. Hey, I appreciate you giving me that bit of information. Now I'm going back to the lab, and guess what? I'm going to come back better than ever before because now I'm ready to move forward. Now that we have the self-awareness, it's going to help us to win. Now we have to tie in the inspiration in order to deliver that which we're going to be able to fulfill. And so the inspiration is now, because jealousy, you got to understand what jealousy really is. Jealousy is a spirit. It's not a person. Knowing that jealousy is a spirit, now you have to have the opportunity to call it what it is. You have to speak to that jealousy, no matter if it's envy, hatred, or someone who desires to be in the space that you're in. You have to now tell yourself, I know who I am and whose I am, and now I can stand on it because no matter what someone else thinks about me, I know what I think about and know about myself. And so when you are sure of who you are, you don't allow others to try to kill, steal, or destroy that which you're purposing to be, because that's what jealousy does. My pastor dug in a little deeper talking about what jealousy does. If not treated, it will definitely kill. And that's the same thing as he was relating to the Bible when Saul was trying to kill David. If it's not treated early enough. And so you have to make sure that, hey, you don't have to fight evil with evil, but you have to make sure you take a stance on what you know you're supposed to do and be true to that. Because I've seen times in my life when I know I've started an opportunity where, hey, I know it was called for me to do this. And I've had others who fought against it. But what I didn't do, I did not fight fire with fire. I did not go back and forth with them, taking my eye off of what I was called to do. But I stayed true to what I was called to do, even though I didn't like the way it was feeling, because this person was definitely, you can see, they were jealous. But guess what I did? I just continued to let my light shine. I stood on Matthew 5:16. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. As long as you stand on that, even though you may have some things going on around you that you cannot control, but as long as you do that, God will fight those battles for you. God will position people around you that you didn't even know about, that bless you here, open up doors here, resources coming here, because guess what? You're focusing on where your help come from. Oh yeah, all your help comes from the Lord. God used so many people to open up doors for you, use other people to close certain doors for you, but you have to just continue walking forward and not worry about what's down there, what's up there, what's on the sideline. Just walk forward and trust it's all happening for your good. And as long as you just keep encouraging yourself, do like David did when he was going through a dark time in his life, when everybody else in his camp wanted to kill him. What did he do? He encouraged himself. He sought after God and said, can we go forward and win this battle? He told him, yes, go ahead, and you're going to possess everything. You're going to get everything you lost, and you're going to get things that you didn't even have before. You're going to accomplish great. And so long as you continue to seek in God's face, continue seeking his face and not his hand. So we either can go to his hand. Say, God, I need you to pay this bill. I need you to take care of this. No, don't seek his hand, because that's the things he can give you, but go after his face. God, I love you because you are. I appreciate you because you just chose me. You just opened up the doors and allowed me to just sit at your feet. I appreciate everything about you. I love the smell of you. I love you. And think about it. If you was a parent and your child come to you and just say, God, I love you, Daddy. Man, let me give you this. You want to bless them. And that's exactly what God want to do with you. So don't go to him, tell him about your problem. Tell your problem about your God. And as long as you go tell your problem about your God, guess what? That's what Daddy do. He take care of them problems. I remember back in the day when my kids were little and I would sneak up behind them and I would, boom. They would, get all scared, and then I grab them and hug them and just laugh with them for a few minutes. And about a couple minutes later, they would come back in the room and say, Daddy, scare me again. And I tell you, sometimes that's what life does to us all. It scares us, catches us off of guard.
But if you go after the fight, if you approach the challenge, you have a much better chance of winning. This the fight of your life, baby. Are you hearing me? This the fight of your life. This the fight of your life. And listen to me, if you're gonna win the fight of your life, you can't be afraid to fight. All right, some things don't come. They just not gonna come to you because you want it as bad as you want to breathe. After you want it as bad as you gotta put up the dukes, baby. And you gotta be willing to fight that thing out. Are you hearing me?
And so sometimes you may have a loved one. They were going to come through when you needed them and they let you down. So sometimes you're left with holding the bag and not knowing how to take care of the situation. So it scares you to even trust somebody else because what this person done. Another time you may be on the job, you know sometimes you be running late. You know how it is. And now you got all these points accumulated and they about to fire you. So you're scared, don't know what's going to happen to you. And guess what? You're scared. You're left not knowing. You feeling anxiety. You feel like, man, the walls are closing in on me. The world is about to overwhelm me. But that's on the negative. Not only when you're scared in the negative sense, but when you're scared when you get a promotion. I don't know about you. You was promoted from elementary over to middle school. That was scary. I don't know about you, but you were familiar how the classes work. You familiar with, you had one class versus multiple classes with multiple teachers, and now you have to be the youngest again. Now you have to go into an unfamiliar situation. Sometimes that's a very scary situation to be in, starting over again, because life sometimes will give you a new hand. And sometimes it's a good hand, but you have to start at the bottom and work your way back up. And so when you get promoted on a job, you move from one level, now they promoted you to management. That's starting over again because you don't know how people are going to receive you. You may think that your co-workers are now going to turn on you. You're going to feel like, man, I may not feel like I'm adequate, I'm well equipped to do the job the way it should be. And sometimes you don't trust that you have everything it takes to win. But I want to challenge you. Don't beat yourself up when you get a new position or you get a new start in life. Challenge yourself to say, scare me again. So I want to give you a few ideas of what can really help you to master being scared again. So the first thing I want to challenge you with is face anxiety or face the challenge of being anxious. When you face that anxious piece that's in you, sometimes that butterflies, that rumbling in the belly, that sometimes hit you because you don't know what's about to happen. You have to tell yourself, I have everything I need to win. You have to speak to yourself life over your situation, because if I'm in this spot, I've been chosen for a reason. You have to encourage yourself. The same as what David did. I don't know if you're familiar with David in the Bible. I'm not going to give you all the Bible, but I'm going to give you this one point. He was in a dark space in his life where he found himself by himself. Not even though he was by himself, but he found himself alone. Nobody else was agreeing with him. So he had to do what? He had to encourage himself because everybody was looking to kill him. Even those who were on his team were looking to stone him. They were blaming him for the failure. But he had to dig deep to say, man, I can overcome this situation. And that's exactly what you have to do. You have to tell yourself that you have what it takes to be great, no matter what it looks like.
Hey, I want to thank you for always rocking with us. And I have something I want to give to you because we want to make sure that we empower and inspire you to be great. So I just released an ebook, and this ebook is really going to help in so many different areas in life, especially when you find yourself stuck, not knowing which way to go. This ebook has been designed to help you through those moments. So please check out the ebook that's here in the description below, and hey, let it help you to be great. Thank you.
So the second thing you have to do, you have to be comfortable at being uncomfortable. Meaning that sometimes you may not understand what's going on, but you have to be willing to stay there. You have to be willing to listen, be willing to learn, being around other people who seem like they talking on another level. Sometimes you think they're talking a foreign language. I know I've been in those spots when someone's speaking and I'm like, man, am I the only one that don't understand what we talking about? But guess what? I have to be in those rooms because that really is going to push me to work harder, to push me to be uncomfortable at being greater than I am. And so don't run from it, but embrace the challenge, embrace the push. That's going to help you to be a better person. Because even though you may not understand calculus or algebra or even regular math at one point in time, but when you embrace that, you've done the work, you did the study, you did the extra things that you needed to learn, guess what? You learned those things. And that's the same thing on this next level you're moving into. When you embrace the change and you step up and say, hey, no matter if I don't know what's going on, I'm going to still figure it out. I'm going to run to the fight versus running away. And so that's the challenge you got to be willing to do. You got to be willing to step up, hold your head up high, and let's go get it, baby. And then the third thing we got to do once we step up and embrace being uncomfortable, now we have to plan, do it, and then review it. And so that's the three things we got to do now. We got to go out there and make a plan, not always understanding everything through and through, but we're going to plan what we think we know. Then we got to go do it, and then we review it. Because guess what? We may get it wrong. We may get 9 out of 10 wrong, and it's okay. But you got to do something. You have to put a strategy, you got to put a plan in place in order to move in a direction that's going to help you to get to your place where you're trying to win. And so, yes, don't beat yourself up because you got it wrong. Just review, what did I do right and what do I need to tweak to make things different. Now that we make those necessary tweaks, get a strong team around you. Get the right people who are going to tell you the truth, going to tell you what you need to hear, not just what you want to hear. And definitely trust, hey, now we got another plan, we got a strategy, we're going to take it back to the drawing board and do it again. Keep working on becoming better, because the more you work at it, the better you become. That's the same as when you learn how to swim, those who know how to swim. Not the first time you get in the pool, I'm pretty sure you may not know what you were doing. But the more you practice at it, the better you got it. And that's what you have to do in this life. You got to be okay with being bad before you be great. And so that is the ticket to being the best version of yourself. And yes, be okay with being scared again. And when you are scared again, you're moving in the right direction in life. Because in order to get to the highest level that you have been destined to be, you have to be okay with being scared. And because that is going to take you to higher places. If you like what you just saw right here, check out this next episode. It's going to bless you even more. Be great.